Hi everyone, this is Niki Rowland for Hip Kit Club. Today I'm making a layout for Sketch Friday. So I'm still using the August kits. I'm hoping that my September kit will arrive today or within the next couple of days. But anyway, today I'm using the August kit. I still have the main kit, the Project Life kit, the embellishment kit and the colour kit to play with. And here is this week's fabulous sketch. And the reason it's fabulous is it's because it's designed by me. So I really like this sketch because obviously I'm the one who made it, I thought I'd go with lots of squares on the sketch, but actually in reality I decided to go for hearts instead of squares to mix things up a bit. So I've just gone through, I've just taken that fabulous Paige Evans paper, I think it's number 14 from the Truly Grateful collection, and I've punched a heart out of each one of those swatches on that paper. So I basically wanted to have loads and loads of pattern papers on this page to represent all of those squares, and I've done that with the punched hearts. So this punch is my new favourite one. It was introduced to me by the fabulous Lisa Fonseca, and I haven't stopped using it since. So it's definitely my favourite punch. So what I'm doing here is I'm using this background paper, just the lovely kind of like ombre effect paper that's in the kit from Truly Grateful. And I'm just putting some of the Lindy's splatters all over. So I've used the purple one and the pinky one, and I've just literally added splatters all over that background sheet. And I'm just letting that dry. And while I'm doing that, I am drawing around each one of my hearts with a black pen. I just felt that they needed, because they weren't going onto white, they were going onto a pattern, they needed a bit of extra definition. So I have a Glaze gel pen, which is a really, really fantastic pen. Randomly, it had been in a kit that I received at a retreat for years, that I hadn't done this kit, you see, and then I went through all my kits a few months ago. Oh, sorry, I've just totally shaken the camera there. Yeah, I went through all these kits a few months ago to kind of get rid of some old stuff. I mean, this is years ago. I'm talking, this kit was years and years old, and I decided I wasn't going to use anything in the kit, but I found this pen, and I have been hooked on this pen ever since. It's so awesome. It's Glaze, and it's a black gel pen, and I've ordered loads more since because it is really lovely to work with. So I've done an outline with that pen on all of my hearts, and I've just gone around the edge of that layout as well. I do like my layouts to have a border on them, this is how I did that this time. Okay, so now I've got lots of hearts going on. I'm arranging them in exactly the same configuration of the squares that's on the sketch. So a row of 3 at the top and 3 at the bottom, and then a row of 5 for the 3 rows in between. And I'm just going to figure out my photo here and which ones I'm going to use. And obviously they're going to be down on the right hand side, so I just keep having to refer to the sketch. I'm away on holiday while I'm making this, and I didn't have a printed copy of the sketch with me, so I have just got that on my phone there. You can see it there. I decided that because my hearts were smaller than the squares on the sketch, I felt that I needed a few more, so I had to extend out the rows a little bit. So I've just punched a few more hearts, and I'm going to add outlines to those too. And now I'm going to start getting everything stuck in place. So obviously some hearts will be underneath my photo, and I don't really need them to be there. So I'm just getting these first few rows stuck in place so that then I can work out how many more hearts I need. I have got another sheet of that paper in my kit, so I could go and get more patterns if needed, or I could just use some patterns from the other pattern papers in the kit as well. Okay, so just adding in a few more hearts here. You can see that it's looking better with the hearts closer together and more of them. I feel that it's read better as a background rather than they were a bit far apart when they were arranged in the same way as the sketch. I mean, it will still be arranged in the same way as the sketch, it just won't be exactly number for number. So just adding more borders to those hearts there. I also folded up each one of the hearts to give it kind of like a little floating effect, like it's almost like a butterfly wings. I like to have my butterflies I like to have folded up so they look like they're flying off the page. Well, I did the same thing here with the hearts, even though they're not flying off the page, but they're fluttering. We'll go with that. Well, they're fluttering hearts. Yeah, just getting all of those stuck in place. I do like my layouts to have lots of dimension, which is why I wanted some movement on the page, some kind of like some fluttering effect really. Okay, so I'm nearly there, and you can see that I'm leaving a couple out because my photos will go there and will cover that area, so I don't quite have enough hearts, so therefore this is a great way of sorting that problem out, because I don't need them there because they're going to be completely covered up by where my photos are going to go. There we go. So that looks absolutely perfect. Okay, so that is mostly my background done, and now I can move on to adding my photos and embellishing the layout. So I'm just going through what I've got now. In particular, I like the pocket life cards for photo mounts and layers. I'm also completely in love with these Pretty Little Studio frames. They are absolutely gorgeous, and some of the Pretty Little Studio packaging this month was really pretty as well. I had that kind of cross hatch on, and it was a really lovely pattern, so I thought I would use some of that to mount my photo as well. So I've just used that on that right photo there. And I've just trimmed it down so that it's just a little bit bigger than my photo, and I am distressing the edges there. I thought I would do that. And so I'm going to have that frame, Pretty Little Studio frame as well. I like my frames not always to frame photos or have something in them. I like them to be abstract and act as paper layers as well. So there we go. I'm just going to put those both behind. I've cut that in half, so I've got two effectively, and now I'm putting it behind the photo, and I've got just acts as another paper layer rather than a frame in the traditional kind of sense that it normally would be. Now on the sketch it had some stitched lines. Now I did not have my sewing machine with me because I was away on holiday at the moment, so I've just drawn through those with my black gel pen and a ruler to give a similar effect. I did have some black thread with me, so I could have hand stitched, but I decided on this occasion that the drawn lines were my better option. So I'm now just going through figuring out what embellishments I can use. I need a title as well. I'm really loving all of the leaves and the flowers that came in this month's kit. It's a really autumn feel to it. Obviously that's what the Truly Grateful collection is kind of aimed at. And these photos, whilst actually taken in the height of summer, it was actually pretty cold that day, so it feels more like autumn photos than summer, most definitely. So the autumn theme or feel works well. Flowers work, and leaves work really well. So I'm just putting some clusters in under my photo on the right, and I'm doing the same on the cluster on the photo on the left as well, just kind of extending my whole photo cluster outwards a little bit. And you can see that I've added the word together, which is from the Paige Evans Truly Grateful phrase thickers. They're kind of like puffy, or yeah, puffy ones, I think. So I've added that word underneath my photo, so that is going to be my title. And I really love some of the phrases that came from the Pretty Little Studio ephemera packs this month as well. So you can see at the bottom there I've got think happy, be happy, and then I've also added the word laugh in wood veneer, which is from the Paige Evans Truly Grateful mixed embellishments pack, at the top on one of the hearts. So I'm getting close to being complete now. I'm just going through and fiddling around, putting in some final touches. So I'm just layering up some flowers here, and then I like that little stamp there that I've put that in, and I'm going to get that word laugh in at the top as well. I'm just going to stick that down with some glossy accents, and I'll probably put something on top of it. There we go, my tape gun. Put my tape gun on top of it to hold it in place for a couple of minutes. Okay, so my think happy, be happy is going on there. It was a nice day out, so that works really well. Just adding in a few more flowers to my flower clusters, and then one of those lovely butterflies. They're kind of like the Vicky Boutin, and they are really pretty butterflies with like a vellum layer on top, which is foiled. They're so pretty, I can't tell you how pretty they are. And then I'm just coming in with the Paige Evans sticker sheet, just working out which bits I can use. A couple of word phrase stickers there at the bottom, and then some little teeny tiny hearts elsewhere. I have also got this Pretty Little Studio clear stickers, which are really cool. I love the look of them. They kind of look like rub-ons, but they're not. They're stickers, so I'm just adding a few of those in place. They have these cool little crosses, almost like cross-stitch crosses, so I've put in a few of those to make them look like I've added some chunky cross stitches onto my sewn lines, which of course are not sewn at all, they are drawn. Okay, so just thought I would try and use these washi stickers. These are not my kind of favourite thing to use. I don't naturally use strips like this, so what I've done is I've taken one, I've torn it in half, although it didn't tear particularly well, so I had to cut it with the scissors first and then tear from there, and it hasn't torn quite as I would have liked, but I'm happy with the look. It's okay. So I've added one at the top and one at the bottom. And then I'm just going in, adding the absolute final last bits and pieces now, and I'm adding in a few sequins. So I've just sprinkled those on top. They are in the Paige Evans Truly Grateful Mixed Embellishments pack as well. And now I'm just handwriting in my journaling, and that will be me complete. Oh, I'm coming in with something else, obviously not completely finished. So I really love this Pink Fresh Studio office hours puffy stickers, and there's a few little words on there that worked well for this layout, so I just added those final ones in. Okay, so that is me done now, finally. Thank you very much for joining me today. It's Sketch Friday today, so go and join in with the fabulous sketch that is this week's sketch designed by me, and happy scrapping. That was Niki Rowland for Hip Kit Club.